inseparable. I know you guys don't remember Roy and Lone Ranger, except maybe my friend over there. Okay. But you guys know peanut butter and jelly, don't you? Yeah. A few weeks after Ricky's birthday, his mom announced, guess what? There's going to be a big block party for the whole neighborhood, right here next week on Stebbins Avenue. They're going to have food and music and all kinds of games for the kids. And best of all, the day will end with a big race for kids up to the age of 7. Yes. Ricky thought for a minute. What kind of race, Mommy? A running race? No, Ricky. The rules say that you can race with anything on wheels, but no motor. Skates, scooters, tricycles, or whatever other riding toy you might have. So here's my mommy telling me about the big race, and I'm really kind of excited, wondering, this might be fun. And then, what do you think I'm thinking?
It's going to use his horse.
What do you think?
He's going to use his horse.
You think so?
I know.
Wow! Shouted little Ricky. Do you think maybe I can ride mobile in the race, Mommy? Please? Please? His mother smiled, one of those big, wide grins that always meant yes. Of course you can, Ricky. That's exactly what I was thinking. Ricky shouted as loud as he could, yay! 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 I'm gonna race mobile! Ricky could hardly sleep for the next 5 days. And when he did, he dreamed about racing Mobo across the plains of the Wild West. Here I am sleeping and dreaming about racing Mobo. Boy, those are some great dreams. Wonder if they'll come true. After what seemed to Ricky like forever, the day of the block party finally came. And what a day it was. The sky was a beautiful, deep blue with puffs of cottony white clouds a mile high. And a sparkling sun glowed beyond the building tops. On the street, the air was electric with the excitement of the day's events. And there's everybody gathering on the block, starting to play games. That was my old neighborhood, Stebbins Avenue, in the Bronx. Anybody ever here? Yeah, you know Stebbins Avenue? Wow. A homie over there. It seemed as though every man, woman, and child from all the surrounding neighborhoods had come to Stebbins Avenue. People Ricky had never even seen before greeted him and everyone else as if they were longtime friends. The day's festivities began with food and music. Kids and grown-ups danced in the street. And then came the contests and games like double Dutch jump rope, dominoes, and hopscotch. Anybody know those games? You do? Which ones? All of them. Really? You know all of them too? Hopscotch. Yeah, that's a fun game. Which ones do you know? Dominoes? Double Dutch? You know? Anybody here can jump double Dutch rope? Yeah? Wow. I never could do that. So here's everybody gathering and getting ready to play all the games on the block. At last, the time had come for the big race. All of the racers were told to gather at one end of the block. The race was to the other end of the block, and then back again to the finish line. Ricky rode Mobo to the front of the 2 rows of racers. Mobo stood out as the only horse among all the roller skates, scooters, tricycles, fire trucks, and other varieties of homemade vehicles. Yes, toy fire trucks. Yes.
Oh, a toy!
You never seen a toy fire truck?
I thought it was a real truck. Oh, yeah.
No, it's much smaller than a real.
It's like this.
Not that small, no. About this big. So you can get in it. Yes, like a toy car you get in. That's right. This was much farther, Ricky thought, than he had ever ridden Mobo before, but he was too excited to worry about his chances of winning. This, he thought, is going to be the greatest day of my life. So there's, on the block, if you look way back there, you can see everybody lined up, all the racers lined up, and Ricky is on Mobo, and he is so excited. Mr. Gaines, who owned the corner candy store, raised his starter pistol and shouted, "On your mark!" Ricky's sweaty hands gripped Mobo's reins. "Get set!" Ricky scrunched down into the saddle to get a good first pump on the stirrups. Go! There they are, they're ready to go. And go! Ricky had hardly heard the word go before he realized that most of the racers were already on their way down the block. He began to pump the stirrups, slowly at first, then faster, 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 until finally he felt like one of his cowboy heroes, racing his stallion across the open plains. Ricky's heart was racing even faster than his pumping feet, and the roar of the cheering crowd spurred him on even more, until he almost felt as if he and Mobo had wings. Then, all of a sudden, Ricky looked up and saw a whole bunch of racers, skaters, and scooter riders and cyclists were all heading back toward him, back to the finish line. He didn't dare stop to look back to see if anyone was behind him. Instead, he pumped even faster. Ricky was determined to close the huge gap between himself and the others who were getting close to the finish line. "Come on, Mobo," he whispered into the horse's ear. "There's Ricky. There I am going one way and everybody's coming the other way. What am I going to do? I don't know." Finally, he reached the end of the block. As he turned Mobo around to head back, just as he had feared, the two of them were all alone. For a moment he thought, why don't I just quit? You think I quit? You think you quit? Huh? Look at that face of disappointment. Oh, you don't think you quit though, do you?
No.
Let's find out. But he looked up and saw the entire street full of spectators cheering for him and Mobo to go, go, go. Ricky's heart was in his throat, pounding like a drum. He took a long, deep breath, buried his chin into his chest, and aimed his trusty horse toward the finish line. Now the race belonged only to them. No more competition, no winning or losing, just the joy of crossing the finish line. And there's Ricky and Mobo crossing the finish line. Wow. Does he look happy or what?
Yeah.
Yes. Ricky heard those cheers in his head for days, weeks, and even years to come. And whenever he did, he felt special and proud, because on that day, he and Mobo were truly champions, because on that day, he had learned one of life's most valuable lessons, that you can still be a winner in the race, even when you come in last. The end. Did you like that story? Yeah. Well, thank you. I'm glad you did. I enjoyed reading it to you. Now, the thing is, when I wrote this story, I realized there's a lesson, actually a few lessons you can learn from this story. Anybody know any lessons that are in this story that you could learn about? Like, what do you think is one of the lessons you learned?
Even if you don't win, lose that because just all about having fun, not winning.
Absolutely. Give him a big hand. Yeah. It's all about having fun. Winning is not everything. And what's another lesson you can learn from this? Everybody's a winner, and
If you lose, it doesn't matter because your family still loves you.
yes, give him another big hand. Yes. Your family and all of your community and friends and everybody still loves you, even if you came in last. And also, there's another lesson in there that I like a lot. It's about when things are really, really hard to do and you're not sure if you should stop. What should, besides you, what do you think the lesson is? Don't give up. Give her a big hand. Yes. Never give up. Even if it seems like you'll never finish the race. Keep going, because eventually you will. and you'll be so happy. So you guys were a great audience. I'm really glad you enjoyed the story. I'm glad to be here to celebrate Kirs' 6th birthday. Yeah, let's hear it for Kirs. All right, well, you guys enjoy the rest of your day. And I'll tell all my friends on Sesame Street hello for you. Anybody special you want me to say hi to? Elmo, of course. Who else?
Cookie Monster.
Cookie Monster. I'll tell him to eat some cookies for you. Who?
Big Bird.
Yeah, everybody loves Cookie Monster now.
Cookie Monster. Cookie Monster.
What about Abby Cadabby and Grover? All right. You guys take care. Have a great day. Bye.
Thank you.
Elmo.
All right, guys, it's now pizza time. Make your way to the other side of the counter. Get some pizza.
No. Get that real quick. Thank you before.
Yes, my feet are freezing.
Thank you before for my son.
My feet are freezing. Yes, my feet are freezing. I'm sitting. That cake.
That's Mama's. That's Mama's.
Mama, who's that cake? What's that?